My, let me get it together here. Ooh, child. So okay, close my pillow. Push this closer. Oh, a drink. All right. This is a little. This is a little rickety. Hold on a second. I gotta get my life together because this is a little rickety. Hey y'all, what is going on? So, all right. So here I am, day 7 of this experiment or this project that I am doing. I hope this is working. I hope this microphone's working. Of me going through my being framework where I am prioritizing my wellness, my care and keeping, my self care, my health, my humanity over these systems of the system of capitalism, hustle mode, grinding, making money, like all that extra noise that typically for most of us would take main stage or center stage of our lives, because we know that making money is the above all everything else, the main priority that many times for most of us, if you're not, unless you're a one percenter, most of us, that is just how it has always been or has been for a very long time, where this need to make money takes precedence over everything else because we have to survive and eat and pay our rent and all that. But for me, it's just exhausting. I don't want to live just for the sole purpose of focusing on my survival or doing whatever I can to make money. I just don't want to exist that way. So in case you're new here, quickly I'll give you this framework that I'm doing. I'll let you know what each letter stands for, and I'll tell you where the hell I have been over the last few days, because I know that I said that I was going to update every single day, but your girl has not been able to do that because I've actually been out in these streets, or at home and in the streets, living my life as I do this 30-day flow. So being B.E.I.N.G is a framework that I came up with that is exclusively for Black women, because that's who I speak to, Black women. And the B is for body, the E is for environment, the I is for identity, the N is for nurture, and the G is for ground. So body, environment, identity, nurture, and ground, right? And so these are pretty self-explanatory. I'm gonna take a quick sip of kofifi. Sorry, hopefully that didn't pick up very loudly on the microphone. Um, I didn't even do my hair this morning, y'all. So, body, things I can do to take care of my body. Okay. Is it, for example, instead of hitting a fast food, I eat a salad. I walk 5 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. I go get into the gym and lift some weights. I drink 8 glasses of water or 5 glasses of water if I never drink water at all regularly. Um, Things like that. Things schedule dental appointment, medical appointment. Actually, I need to check into some insurance that because I don't have insurance currently, so I've got to look into some programs out here in Arkansas. So things like that that will help maintain and or improve the health of your body now and in the future. Okay. E is for environment, the space that I am in. So it can be lighting a candle, opening a window, letting the fresh air in. It could be cleaning up my space, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, whatever, decluttering something, even physical, or excuse me, even digital spaces. So it can be, uh, I always say this because this happens to me a lot, going through my inbox, which can make me feel very stressed, and getting rid of old emails. It can be organizing my laptop so I can find files when I need them. Just finding ways, even in the type of spaces you go into, okay, if they cultivate a sense of peace, joy, etc., on the job, out in public, whatever, that is what the E is for. I is for identity. Who am I now? Who am I becoming? Who am I blooming into? What things do I need now? What things does that version of me need in the future that I can do now that will help me to show up the way that I want to show up based on how I want to live my life and what I value and things of that nature. So it could look like calling a debtor instead of hiding from my debt. It could look like uh maintaining my look and how I want to look, the type of woman that I want to become. So there's different things that you can do for identity, but it's really about figuring out what your values are, where you want your energy to flow, and doing things that will tap into that. Okay. And it's for nurture, things that I can do to nurture my current version of myself, as well as maybe even my inner child. Today, for example, I will finally, at some point, get into, oops, it's tangled. Hold on, y'all. Finally, get back into doing some crochet. And this is wrapped around my charger. But I have been saying for a while that I want to learn how to crochet. And so I bought the materials a couple of months ago and I have been trying. I'm trying to make a beanie, y'all. I have not been successful yet. And I put this away. I haven't tried in about a month, but this is something that I do to nurture myself. So I'm thinking about the inner child, little Bree, or my inner child currently, and what kind of things does she need? What kind of things does she want to do or would she have loved to do that would help her to feel whole and loved and supported and things like that. So some days I do mirror work. Today I'm going to crochet because I want to tap into that inner child thing. It could be me playing video games. It could be me taking 5 minutes and just giving myself the biggest hug. So that is what N for nurture is. Okay. And then G for grounding, things that help me to feel connected either to the earth, to myself, and to community. So yesterday for grounding, I was in community with my friend and we were clearing this land that we're going to be living on. So that actually hit two buckets if I want to be technical about it, because me clearing that land for 2 hours yesterday, that tapped into the letter B for body. I was literally for 2 hours picking up rocks, putting them into a wagon, pulling the wagon over to this pile, dumping the rocks, picking up these big ass branches, dumping them, walking them over, constantly bending, stooping, so that's moving my body. But then also while I was doing it, I had this goal of also being in community with my friends. So we were doing it together. We were laughing, we were talking. Sometimes we have these deep conversations. So that is connection for me. We need each other. Okay. We need each other to survive. We need each other to live well. So I'm always thinking of how can I be in community with people. So of course, Callie looks like she needs to go out to potty as I am doing this live. So I'll have to make this quick. I don't know where she's going. So that is what I'm doing for the next 30 days. And I'm doing this, I'm treating my self care as if it is the only work or job, because self care to me is, I believe it deserves to have the same care and energy that we put into these jobs. That's why I say self-care to me. Since this Brown Girl Self-Care is my platform, I treat self-care as if it is a job. Okay. Because a lot of times we have to put ourselves on the back burner. This leads to unhappiness, dis-ease. We're not well, we're exhausted. All of our energy is going into these 9 to 5s and survival. And I don't want to live my life in survival mode. So I thought, how can I flip this narrative on its head where my care and keeping is the priority over any kind of job, any kind of, labor or hustle or grind mode. Okay. So today is day 7. Today is day 7. And so far on my being framework, just to let you know where I am today, and it's about, I don't know what time it is. Maybe, oh, actually, I can look. It's about 11 o'clock. And so far, B for body, I did 15 minutes of stretching today. My body has been super tight, especially now that I have been doing this more intensive type of labor on this land and clearing this land. So that's what I did today. E for environment, I have gotten into a habit of cleaning my space every single morning. And I love that this is a ritual for me. Rituals can be so grounding. Okay. If you don't have certain rituals, I would really highly suggest that you take some time over the next few weeks and see what type of rituals will help you to feel more at ease and more connected. All right. So my environment ritual so far has been every morning cleaning up my bed, which is this is my bed. I sleep in the living room, and I've explained why. So go back and watch if you haven't already. Um, but I put the pillow away. I fold up my blanket, put that away. I sweep my floor. I have a dog. I have a labradoodle, and she sheds so much. So I'm always finding little clumps of hair every day. So every day or every morning, I clean the living area. Get all the old dust and whatever up. So I do that every morning. What else do I do? I put the dishes in the dishwasher. I unload the dishwasher, that kind of thing. I set a timer for 20 minutes and I can get a lot of that done in 20 minutes. Okay. And then also today, I put a load of clothes into the laundry, which is in my bathroom. And I washed a load of clothes and dried a load of clothes as well today. And I do these things for environment as a part of my ritual because when I am in a space, and I lit a candle too, but you just can't see it. But when I'm in a space that is more clean, not necessarily perfectly, but just clean, or it's less energy going to that feeling of, oh my God, this place is cluttered. Oh my God, I need to do that. Da, 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 da. I just want to live in an environment again that is not perfectly like clean, but it just helps me to feel more at peace, to have a type of ritual where I'm doing certain things that help me to feel and live and be the way that makes sense for me. So that is what I did for E today. And I'll probably do that pretty much every day during this 30-day period. I for identity, I don't think I've done that one yet. In for nurture, I told you today I'm going to tap into my inner child and I'm going to crochet. I don't think I'll finish this beanie today because I don't know how to crochet, but I am learning. I am learning. I am prioritizing learning over hustling and grinding and all that. So that's what I'm doing for nurturing today. And then G for grounding, I did 10 minutes of silence, stillness slash meditation and breathing today. And by the time I was done, I did that right after the 15 minutes of stretching. So I had that 25-minute block stretching and then 10 minutes of stillness and breathing and just, not worrying about what was going on around me. And that left me feeling so light and peaceful. Okay. So that is what I did today for day 7. So now, where have I been? I know, listen, I know that I said after day 1 that I was going to be coming every single day, giving you updates. Da, da, da. I thought that I would just come here and do a live every single morning. Like it would just be as simple as that. And it can be, yes. But what I ended up doing was, yes, I have been doing this every single day. But your girl ended up like day 2, I ended up recording video that I need to figure out how to put together so I can do a voiceover. And day 3, I think I went to the land on day 3 and I had recorded some video of being on the land. Like I just thought that I would just come and do a live every morning, but I haven't done that. I have been recording actual video. And now because I've done that, I need to figure out how to upload the video so you can see there was one day that I literally just rested because I was so exhausted. So I shot some video of that. So I'm like, how the hell am I going to get this up there? I don't know. I am really new when it comes to content creation. Yes, I have been in the podcasting space for now maybe like 9 years or so. At least 9 years. Brown Girl Self Care Podcast, I think maybe like 6 or 7 years. And then I had a podcast before called F the Cubicle, EFF the Cubicle. You know what that stands for. And I had a podcast for that for a couple of years. So, I know how to, your girl know how to podcast. But what your girl don't know how to do is get the videos off her phone, splice them together, and then upload them to YouTube in a simple fashion. Like I didn't want to make this 30 days, this whole complicated thing. I just wanted to invite you into what I was doing so that you could see me in real time and what I am doing to prioritize myself over this system, this destructive system of capitalism and hustle mode and grinding mode and acting as if money is the only thing that we should care about. That is the point of this project or experiment or this experience, I should say. So, have I been doing it every single day? Yes, I have. Have I shown you the receipts every day? No, I haven't because it's literally in my phone and I have to get it uploaded. Come back, mama. Come back. Come back, Callie. I think Callie wants to go outside. Hi. Yes, I know. Have a seat, mama. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah. I have even promised that I was gonna polish my nails, child, because that is all. Can you get your hot breath out my face? Sit down, mama. Okay. Oh, she wants huggies. You want huggies? Okay. So this is Callie, y'all. I don't know if she's been on camera a few times. This is the doodle that I was telling you about, and she's yawning in my face and breathing out hard. Say hi. Say hi. Anyway, okay, go sit down, mama. Okay, she's not gonna go sit down. So, yeah, have I been doing it every single day? Absolutely 100%. Has it been a perfect like no, because the point is not the point is not that I am hitting every single bucket, no matter what, perfectly, because that is grind mode. That is grind mode. Some days, for example, you may only really be able to tap into one thing. That is fine. Some days you tap into two things. Perfect. Some days you tap into all of them. Phenomenal. Some days the day just gets away from you because, again, look at the systems that we are trying to survive in. Some days the entire day is gone. You look up, you've barely had a chance to go to the bathroom. You've been working all day or hustling all day, and you've had not a spare moment to even take to prioritize yourself. Okay. So, again, it's not that we are doing this. If you're doing this with me, it's not that we are doing this to strive for perfection, to at the end of it be like, see, I checked off every single box for 30 days. Look at me. This is not a performative work. It's really not. It's really about getting in tune with yourself, seeing where your energy goes, how it is utilized, and doing what you can control to put that energy back into you based on one of those buckets. Again, body, environment, identity, ways to nurture yourself, and ways to ground. That is the point. So, yes, that is what I am doing. Today is day 7. That means there are 23 more days. Today, I am going to do my absolute best to at least get day 2 and 3 up on YouTube. I'm gonna try. Even you know what? Even if it's not perfect, I'm gonna do my best to get that up there because I really want to show you just some of the things, some of the born. I'm not listen. I am not one of these content creators where you are going to get razzle dazzle, honey. I am not the razzler or the dazzler. My content would be considered boring. Okay. My content would be considered slow. I don't have the capacity or the support. I do this all by myself. I don't have the capacity or the support to do all this fancy stuff, nor right now do I really desire to learn how to make these magical, pretty. I don't have that. Okay. I'd rather spend my energy doing things that I'm doing, like learning different uh, things that edify me, that kind of thing. I don't want to, maybe next year I will put that on my list, but right now it's not a priority. So just letting you know, you ain't getting that here. Okay. If you want that, you're gonna have to go somewhere else, sis, because you ain't getting that here. I just do typically long form stuff, real talk, that kind of that, like that's my jam. So that's what you get here. And also another reason why I also do this is because you can get that fast, flashy, quick take stuff on other YouTube channels. Okay. If that's the experience that you need, great. But I think about how I don't want to create this microwavable kind of content. You can get that anywhere. I don't want to live like that and I don't want to put that kind of stuff out. I can't tell you how exhausting it is for my brain when I'm watching YouTube videos and there's content that I really want to watch, and they have not only all these quick edits and fast takes, but there's also this background music in the back that your brain is having to compete with. You want to listen to what the person's saying, but then there's also this background noise. Sometimes it's quite loud. Maybe that's just how my brain is processing it, but it's sometimes quite loud. And so you have this person talking and there's this competing noise or music in the background, and I hate it. And I know everybody's not like that, but I'm just telling you, this is why I create the type of content that I do, is because I'm thinking about how I can process things. And I know that I'm not the only person that is frustrated by some of the ways that content is created these days. Everything is fast, everything is hype. I just, like, if you're into like slower living and just kind of like going back old school, doing things kind of like in an old school way where you can actually listen and your brain can relax a little bit, you can chill and vibe and have direct and honest conversations, like that is what I feel like I'm trying to represent. That is what I feel like I'm trying to represent. So there's a time for fast and flashy and all that, and it's great, but that's just not what you'll necessarily get here, at least most of the time. Not saying I might not switch some things up every once in a while, but that's just not my jam. So, yeah. So, yeah. So here I am on day 7. Sorry, I know that was very loud. Drinking my iced coffee. And yeah, so if you're doing this challenge with me, bless your heart. Let me know what day you're on. Let me know what has come up for you. Actually, I think I'll do another live maybe tomorrow because I watched this movie called Perfect Days. Perfect Days. It's a Japanese, it wasn't a documentary, but kind of felt like a documentary. But where did I watch it? I don't know if it was on Peacock, HBO Max, Hulu. I'm not sure. But I have those 3 channels for now, even though most likely I'll be getting rid of Hulu and Disney because I believe they're raising their price to like 19.99 or something like that. And I'm sick of these big ass platforms, these big ass streaming platforms. I know I'm going off on a tangent, but whatever. Raising their damn prices. How greedy can you be? How happy do you need to make your shareholders to where it was 16.99 and now it's going to 19.99? Like, no. So I'll be canceling that. I'll be canceling that as soon as I go ahead and binge watch season 18 of Married at First Sight, which I'm gonna start tonight with a glass of wine. As soon as I finish that, I'm canceling Hulu and Disney Plus, and I'm gonna have 1 to 2 streaming platforms at a time. Period. Because I'm over it. I'm over it. I canceled Spotify maybe like 2 weeks ago, and I don't really have many other things. I canceled Zoom, I canceled some other things, but I'm really finding ways to streamline and simplify my life as well as since I'm doing my best to get out of debt in the next few years, wherever I'm like losing, or I don't want to say losing, but yeah, losing money or whatever, I want to nip those in the bud. So I'm looking at ways that I can let go of certain things, not so that I can not enjoy life or have things, but I'm not using all 3. Like Hulu, I have Hulu, HBO Max, Peacock, and Spot and something Disney. It's like I'm not using all that at the same time. I can have 1 or 2 a month and be happy with that, right? So but yeah, I watched this movie on one of those called Perfect Days. And let me find my notes really quick, but I'm thinking that I want to do a quick little live on that because I had a lot of takeaways. I want to encourage you to go and watch it. It was really, really good. It was about this Japanese man, and he was this like a public. He was a toilet cleaner. He would go out in public and clean, like if you go to the library, there's the bathroom there. He would clean that, or if you go to the park, he would keep that tidy. And it was just about how he lived his life in such a way that you were learning some life lessons just watching him go through his day to day to day to day of living these perfect days. And so I'm trying to find my notes really quickly here. Let me see if I can, so I can show you. Yeah, here it is. So what day was this? This was on October 19th. So that was actually probably like 6 or 7 days ago. But I'll show you. I have all these notes from watching the movie Perfect Days. And so I am going to do another live because there were so many takeaways. I'm counting at least 7 or 8 takeaways from watching that movie that I noticed, including something that I talked about in this one, which I firmly have believed for some time, is that less stuff means less to clean, less to tidy or keep up with. He slept on a pallet in his room, and every single morning he would roll up his pallet, put his pillow, fold up his blanket and his pillow, put it in the corner, and do other small little things. But he didn't have a lot of stuff. When you have less stuff, not that you don't deserve to have the things that you want. These are two totally different things. But when you have less stuff, especially things that you are actually using, I find that there is less to worry about. You give your brain a chance to rest. You're not having to keep up with all of these things and be like, oh, I've got this yarn. Where the hell does this go? And oh, I've got this, alphabet. Where the hell does this go? Or like trying to make things fit, especially things that you are not using consistently, things that are just taking up space just to say that you have them. That to me is not living well. Again, it's not that you are depriving yourself of things that you want, things that you will enjoy, things that you deserve to have, luxury things, beautiful things. I'm here for all of that, especially for Black women. Honey, you deserve luxury, whatever that means for you. You deserve to live well. But it's like at some point, you have to figure out, how much of this stuff do I actually enjoy? How much do I really actually want to keep up with? That's what I'm talking about. That's the difference to me. So anyway, I will do another live probably tomorrow so I can give you my thoughts on watching Perfect Days. But I really want you, if you look it up and figure out where it is. I can't remember again if it was Peacock, HBO Max, whatever. But if you have that channel, I would suggest you watch that movie and see what takeaways uh, you get, because it was really, really good. Really, really good to me. So, with that said, that's it for day 7. I don't see any comments, but if you've made it this far, yeah, I don't see any comments. Thanks for hopping on. I'm going to get days 2 through 6 up at some point, but they just know that even if there's nothing here, I am committed to going through every single day. And I'll be back tomorrow to give you the notes on perfect days. I'll do my best to upload the days 2 through 6 as I can. But again, your girl's tired. I've been working this land and actually laboring. My body has been tired in a good way, sore in a good way. And so that's what I've been doing over the last few days. But I've got some video that I'll upload and all that jazz. Okay. So let me know your thoughts. Drop them in the comments below. Let me know what day you're on if you're doing it. Or just hype your girl up and let her know that you got my back as I'm going through this experiment. And yeah. Maybe also I'm thinking this through because I know that since I'm not prioritizing making money, and obviously I'm not a Nepo baby, okay, the money's got to come from somewhere. How have I been thinking about money so far during this experiment? Because obviously I need money. So I'll try to talk about that too when I come back. All right. All right. So I promise that is it for day 7. Have an amazing Friday, and I will see you tomorrow on another live. All right. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.